This afternoon, we're looking at blue skies. It looks pretty out there again today, but it doesn't feel it. We've been having that cold air stick around for one more day in the valley and temperatures that are sub-zero. It started off pretty cold this morning in those teens and 20s below. And we're working on warming up here today. Light wind out there right now. But of course, we know strong winds are always around the corner and not far off. And we had some strong winds with that latest storm, and that can do some interesting work. This is a photo one of our viewers shared with us recently after the storm. A really cool shot of what the wind does to snow. This is from Terry Lunt, and he called it snow art there. And I think it is. It looks pretty cool there. So looking at our wind speeds right now, it's pretty quiet at the moment in the east. We are already seeing those winds pick up in the north and over to the west. We're looking at winds into the teens, which isn't terrible, but it's a sign that things are starting to ramp up again here for us in the valley. That wind coming in out of the south, we've got a 17-mile-per-hour speed right now in Langdon. So here's a look at our temperatures right now. Again, we started off much colder than this, so this is actually an improvement, though it may not feel like it when you're out there. 2 below in Fargo, it's 4 below in Grand Forks, 8 below right now in Fergus Falls and in Wahpeton, and that's our cool spot. Some of us already above zero. Detroit Lakes, Park Rapids, Bemidji, all at 1 above. So wind chills, we've been talking about that being an issue today. Still getting those wind chills dipping into the 20s below, especially as that wind increases. So we're going to be affected by this throughout the next 24 hours or so. The difference is that wind's driving in some warmer air. So we're just going to kind of hover in these numbers for some time despite those temperatures rising. So here's how that will happen here in your forecast. We're going to see those numbers continue to climb into the afternoon, and most of us rising above zero as we get into that 3 or 4 o'clock hour today. Then the sun sets. We're looking at the temperatures dropping initially, but once that south wind kicks in more and more, that's going to stop that slide that happens typically once the sun goes down. It's going to hold those temperatures generally around that 0-degree mark into the late night hours, and continuing into tomorrow morning. We may even see those numbers go up by tomorrow morning. This is 5 a.m. tomorrow. But notice how strong that wind is. We're looking at wind that's gusting into the 20s, even some 30s. And so that's going to have an impact on those wind chills, as I was mentioning. It's going to make it feel colder out there, especially if you're caught out in this in open areas. Now, heading through the day, you can see those temperatures starting to rise around 8 a.m. We continue on into the afternoon hours, and you can see those numbers really starting to climb into the teens and around 20 degrees at lunchtime this time tomorrow. But that wind just keeps driving in, so it's still going to feel a little chillier. It's just nice to see these numbers back on the map, though. We'll be in the upper teens to some low 20s with that wind factored in. The good thing is this will set us up for some milder conditions and perhaps not as windy conditions as we head into the rest of the week. You can see that wind starting to ease up out west into the late night hours tomorrow. So here's a look at your 7-day planner. We're going to see again a cold day today, and then tomorrow we're warming things back up, but again it may not feel so great with the wind. And then we really get to enjoy it heading into the rest of the week and the weekend. Teens, 20s, maybe by Sunday, getting close to that 30-degree mark. Can't rule out a couple of flakes here and there, especially on Thursday, but no major storm system showing up right now, and I think that's a big relief for a lot of folks.
I think you'll be getting a lot of high fives when you walk out tomorrow and the rest of the week, because it's going to be so nice out there.
I hope people will be happy with this. I mean, we can't expect tropical weather, but 20s in January, that's doing pretty well.
Feel pretty good. Thank you, Lisa.